Q&A panels where you guys provide Q and then I provide A. And then if we don't have any Qs, then I talk about pizza. If everybody's okay with that. Unless you were horribly offended by pizza. But it's only, one of those things that I'm really knowledgeable about. So, yeah. So if everybody's okay with that. Oh, wait. I guess before we get started, I should say things that I do. I do voices for anime, mostly, dubs. And I think some of my more popular roles would be Black Star and and Wendy and Fairy Tale. Let's see, we got Makoto Misaka and Railgun. I love her. And more recently, I'm Kami in My Hero Academia, which just came out. Got, let me see, Karen in Review Starlight, Eddie in Angels of Death. These are all my new ones. But yeah, I've been doing it for over 13 years. So, a long time. So, without further ado, to the questions. Hi.
Perhaps
it rocks the Casbah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know if we really need it.
There we go. Now you can be fancy.
I know.
Ooh.
Hi.
Hi.
So I know you probably get the question, like, what's the weirdest fan story you ever got? Flip side of that, like, what's a really cool fan story you have? Like, a cool interaction you have with a fan that kind of resonated with you a little bit?
There are people that now, they started off as fans, but now they're just my friends, I
That's
guess.
awesome.
And those are the ones that are
really
my
cool.
cool stories. Like one of my
Yeah.
best friends, I met in Florida the first time I did SuperCon over 10 years ago. And now she's like one of my best friends. She's at my wedding. Like,
That's super cool.
She's super awesome sauce. I wanted to go to her wedding, but it was in Miami, and it was really expensive, really, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of people that, as I come to these, the more that I see them, the more that they just become my friends and not necessarily fans, Because we can talk anime. We could just sit there and talk anime like all day. Like my friend over there, Derek, he comes to a lot of shows, and we just talk anime. When I don't have anybody in my line, we just hang out and shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot the stuff.
The stuff, yeah.
And for every bad con experience that someone has, there's like 10 trillion good ones. Most people don't come to cons to like hate on people.
Yeah.
Most people come just to be like nice, and it's like enjoying a community of people that are passionate about stuff that you are too. And most people here are very happy to be here.
Yep.
So I don't meet that many people that are really, really
Yeah.
rude. I've had people like,
Yeah, of
wait in a
course.
ght for a really long time to tell me I ruined their show, but then I'm like, but you waited in the line.
Yeah.
You could have just screamed that I sucked from over there. But really, honestly, I think that the best part is getting to meet people that are also passionate about this.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're awesome, too. Thank you so much.
You are. Thanks, y'all. Yeah. How are
Hey.
you?
Hi. Huge fan of yours, have been for years.
Thank you.
Particularly Makoto Misaka, one of my favorite characters. And you'll be
Don't
thrilled to
call
know
me
this
butt
question is
zapper.
about that. So, Misaka, the sisters, Last Order, these are all pretty much the same character. But their voices aren't exactly the same. How do you, get them to, sound the same but not? Is that difficult to do? Is it hard to when the sisters are talking to each other to just go back and forth? Or how's that work? How do you do that?
I wouldn't necessarily use the word difficult, but I would say it is challenging.
Okay.
In the way that what we did when it came to the clones is not to give away too many spoilers, but we would record each of them separately.
Really?
So even if they only said is or what, we would record it separately so it didn't sound like one. So
It is a dog named
sound
Cat.
like different people continuing the sentence. With Last Order, we just Makoto Misaka pretty much sounds like me, the regular
Yeah.
Makoto Misaka with the shorts. And then when we went to do Last Order, I just pitched it up, so I just get a little bit higher, but I'm still speaking the same.
Right.
It's just higher pitched, right?
Is that how you sounded like when you were an 8-year-old?
When I was what?
No, nothing.
No, I don't know what I sounded like when I was an 8-year-old, but I would imagine it was annoying. I was always told when I was a kid that my voice was very annoying, that my laugh was annoying. Kids would make fun of me, but now, it's like, whatever, I guess that worked out, so ha ha ha.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that the way to differentiate between them would be pitch and how smooth I try to make the clones speak a little bit more soft and legato, if that makes any sense to use a musical term,
Right.
smooth and connected.
Right.
So I try to like Misaka says, and like not be exactly total Misaka, which is just like loud and brazen and staccato. And I think that's the way that I try to differentiate as best as I can between them.
Okay, it works out really well.
Yeah. Thank you. Keep watching. There's new stuff coming. Index. Yay! I'm so excited about it.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for coming to my local convention, Brittney, and that PaniPoni Dash was my childhood anime.
Oh my gosh, Maho!
So my actual question is, what was it like playing as Himeko from PaniPoni Dash?
Insane. She's insane. She's absolutely insane. The first time I went to record for that, it was really early in the morning, and Steven was like, "No, you need to go get some coffee." Because she like speaks so fast, especially about Becky when she's like, "Oh, so totally a mega," like trying to go as fast as she can, and we even had to speed things up, which is weird because I speak really fast. She was fun. It was insane. I had to go back and watch it in Japanese because it made no sense, and then it even still didn't make any sense. But it's kind of like one of those crazy like Azumanga Daioh and Excel Saga had a baby. So it was really, really fun to be part of that, you know? And Himeko was one of my first characters that I got to actually like spend a lot of time on. And I will never, she's always like a base for me, you know? When she loses her cowlick, I like going, Maho, run, all the time. But that's awesome. I'm so glad you've seen that.
Thank you.
It's a good show. Thank you. And thanks for having me. I couldn't be here if you guys didn't want me here, so I really appreciate y'all having me at your convention.
Hi, me again.
Hi.
What are your opinions on elevators?
Opinions on elevators.
Because by the time you're done with Made in Abyss, you're not going to like elevators.
Oh, yeah, I've done Made in Abyss. You guys seen Made in Abyss? Anybody? If you guys haven't seen it.
So
I
with
play
that in mind,
Nanachi.
what are
He's-
your opinions on elevators?
What? I don't like, that is such a different kind of elevator that I don't really compare them with the other ones. I am not into elevator farters. I'm really not into that. I don't understand. You can't hold it until you get off the elevator? Do we all have to suffer the entire time we're in here? Or elevator vapors. Sorry, guys. I love you. You totally have a right to vape, but don't fill the elevator with vape. One time I was pregnant and had someone do that, and I screamed at them like I was their mother. And it made them very uncomfortable.
Can't wait to hear you in Made in Abyss.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you gotta see it.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey.
So I was wondering, what's your personal favorite anime and your favorite anime that you've worked on?
Oh, wait, okay, my personal favorite that I haven't worked on?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this qualifies. Cat Soup. Has anybody seen Cat Soup? It's from like a long time ago, like the 80s, I think. And it's kind of like cats meet Fantasia, but they're trying to cook them in a soup the whole time. But it's really cool. Favorite anime I've worked on? That's hard. Because like when you start doing new shows, it doesn't make the other ones less cool, if that makes sense. So like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is always gonna be there, or like Attack on Titan will always be there, but that doesn't mean that I love it more than Heaven's Lost Property or Be Gotta HK or like any of that stuff. So it's like, I know that that's a crud answer to give, but it's like literally choosing between your kids. And it's like, you might have a favorite, but you can't tell one of them because then the other one will be upset about it. It's like, people will be like, what show do you not like? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. It could be like your favorite show. I'm going to be like, that's crap. But I like playing villains. I like playing snarky boys and pretty much anything that I don't do in real life more than anything else, because I try to be a very nice person. I try to treat people like people and the way they deserve to be treated. And so when I get to like go in and be Black Star, it's really fun for me because I just get to be a jerk for no reason. And I enjoy that. Or like Eddie on Angels of Death that we just recorded was really fun because he's so scary. He just gives me the absolute creeps. He wants to like kill someone and watch over their body forever and take care of them. And it's just super creepy and I enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
Hey. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks
I
for being
think I
here.
have that shirt. We're
What?
twinsies. I have that shirt at home. I love it. It's really comfy. Sorry.
I am glad you're here because a few second animes ago I did recommend you at the end of the second anime.
Thank you. you. You're why I'm here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not worthy. Thank you
And
so
my
much.
question is from Fairy Tale in the Tartaros arc, when in that battle Wendy had, I was wondering, you know, that scream she did. I was wondering how you managed to get your vocals like
Oh,
that.
the tea kettle scream? That is one of the easiest screams. It's really strange to say. You would think that that super high pitch is harder, but it's actually harder to scream in mid-tone. I don't know why. Like, screaming in this tone is so much harder than hitting, like, some super high pitch for some reason. Like, we just call that my squeaky toy or my tea kettle. And when we go in to do it, Tyler's like, okay, this one will be tea kettle. And we kind of just, like, mix it up. We only put in, like, 3 tea kettles per show.
So I would guess screaming as Misaka would be harder than screaming as Wendy.
Yes. Or Black Star is the hardest to scream as, straight up. That is, yeah. And he screamed the whole time, which is great. But yeah, did you see Dragon Cry yet? Anybody?
I've been wanting to see that.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think it's like the best yet. I really do. I think it's the best yet. No, not yet. Well, there's more. There's more. But
There's more.
it's really worth watching, y'all.
Yeah.
That was actually like legit a good movie.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, y'all. Yar! Hello.
Hi, thank you for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
I was wondering, particularly for the emotional parts where you're screaming or crying, how do you take care of your voice?
So the best way to take care of a damaged voice is water and rest. Period. No matter what anybody says. And it's not water with lemon in it. It's not water with honey. Hot water's fine, but it just needs to be straight water. Anything else kind of just dries out. But there's little tricks you can do. If I ever lose my voice, I have a recipe that we've had since the old musical theater days we called fart juice. And it is honey, orange juice, and apple cider vinegar. And it makes you fart, which is why they call it fart juice, but it's like an old opera singer trick to get your voice back. There's other stuff that are natural emollients. So you would avoid dairy, because anything that like dairy causes a little bit of swelling and mucus. You wouldn't want that for acting or anything with your voice. A way to like think of that is whenever you lose your voice, your vocal cords are like violins, like the bow of a violin, right? It has all the little hairs. And whenever you lose your voice or you damage something, it creates like, they have to rub together smoothly. If you put a M&M in there and then rubbed it, that air is what you're hearing in your vocal cords. So they get damaged and then they're not meeting correctly. So what you have to do is you just have to moisturize them and give them a chance to heal, which is why you have to voice rest. Other than that, there's aloe vera and like licorice works really well. And peppermint isn't super bad for it, but really it's just rest. So you just scream it out and then rest it. Then don't talk forever. My husband hates it. Because he doesn't look at lips, so it doesn't work out for us. I'll be like, and he's not listening. He's over there. It never works for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Miyagi.
Hello.
Why do all the characters you voice have horrible things happen to them?
I don't know.
Like Makoto Misaka, Yuki from School Live, Nanachi, like...
Nanachi.
Do you think the casting directors are like
Yuki.
making fun of you or something?
Who else do we have? No, they're not making. I don't think they're making fun of me. I hope not. Shoot, I don't think Chris would be making fun of me. Chris cast me in School Live and like Chris Ayers, and I've been working with him since I was like 14 years old in musical theater and everything. He actually cast me as Janet in the Rocky Horror Show, which is why I'm here today.
Really?
So
That's impressive.
yes, that was how I got started. Was playing Janet.
Odd how that production has dark undertones as well.
It does. I'm really into that though. That's like my thing. So if it's, when it's not, I like it when it's not like real life. I don't like the animes as much that are like watching The View. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're still talking. I like them more when there's stuff that's fantastic happening. I really like that. I enjoy when my characters have crazy things happen to them. I haven't died yet in Attack on Titan. I cannot wait. I'm so
You just want to
excited.
scream.
I hope I get a good death, I want it to be a good one. Deaths are fun in anime, not in real life. But, well, unless it's High School of the Dead, and then it's just like tragic and awful the whole time. But yeah, I don't know. I do have I think a lot of anime characters just have bad stuff happen to them in general.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's more like the rule, right? Yeah. But I don't mind because, it's an outlet to deal with things in real life. It's a way you can go and release emotion in that way. Yeah, I hope I answered that.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Yay. Roses, your sweater, your shirt? Your
Amazon.
Oh. Brown chicken, brown cow.
But I just wanted to ask, because my first, I think, anime with you in it was Yamada's first time. And I loved it. Loved you in it. It was beautiful.
gosh.
But I wanted to know how you felt playing her.
I had way too much fun. It's not allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to have that much fun at work. I kept taking pictures and sending them to my husband, like, I got paid to say this today. Because it's so messed up. Wrote that.
Oh, really?
Yes, and her writing, I think, really lent itself to it.
Yeah.
I feel like in my head that Yamada should have been an American. I think that
Yeah.
that's like what they were going for, like
Yeah.
typical American skank.
Yeah.
And I know that she's not that. I have to tell people about the show like by saying this first. Bear with me.
Yeah.
And then I tell them the premise of the show, and I'm like, but it's not that. It's really like a sweet coming of age story
Yeah, it
with a
is.
bunch of comedy in it.
Yeah.
And they and they fall in love and everything. And it's like kind of a sweet thing. I just wish I wanted it to go further, but
Me
I don't know how
too.
they could do that.
Yeah.
Because then it's just sad. Because then you're just like, okay, guys, like,
Can she lose her?
yeah, like, is it with the table, the bed? I found out later that there's a blooper reel for that.
Oh.
And I found out because when I was recording the last scene of that, I said something really messed up instead. And somebody came up to me at a table and they said that to me, and I was like, how do you know about that? They were like, oh yeah, there's like a whole blooper reel, and I was like,
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
it's pretty bad, y'all. Yeah.
So yeah, that
My language is super colorful whenever I mess up. And it was just fun. I love Yamada.
Yeah, it
I
was an interesting show. Like
so
when my
different.
sister told me, she was like, "It's about."
Yeah.
this," and I'm
You
like,
have to be like, bear with me. It's really not like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the deities.
Yeah,
That is hilarious.
I love that. I think that added to it because I'm
like Greg pumping up Kosada's air balloon. I was like, what is going on? And then when she said, if I come at him with the slats open, and I was like, she just say slats? She just said slats
She did.
open. I've never heard euphemisms for body parts like
I know,
that show.
yes.
And that was all, man. She just,
Yeah,
I
she's
really feel
really-
like she did a lot to it.
She did.
Like with
So-
the Friends with Bennies, because we couldn't fit the actual song in the way it was supposed to be, because it was like B-E-Gata-H-U-K, and so we couldn't fit in Friends with Benefits into it and made it sound good. So we were like, Friends with Bennies for the
Yep.
win, and it was really fun. That was all. I don't think it would have been the same if she hadn't been writing it.
yeah.
But I think they made it perfect.
I
She's
love
just
it.
a perfect little American.
Well, yeah, you were perfect for the role.
She was fun.
Yeah, you're
I
perfect
can't-
for the
oh my
role.
gosh,
she
thank
for the
you.
writing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you.
Yamada.
That was
Yamada.
great.
Yamada. I love her.
My question for you again is, of all the characters you voiced in anime and video games, which one has to be your most favorite?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I know that's like messed up to say. I have like 25 favorites. So, but I was trying to explain that every time you're doing one role, you're doing a bunch of roles. You're gonna have a favorite out of those roles, but it doesn't trump your past roles. And if you've been doing it as long as like say 13 years or more, that's a lot of roles. You don't like I love Yuri from Angel Beats. I absolutely love her, and I did her so long ago. How could she compete with things now that wasn't even the same kind of anime at the time? It we went back and redid Vampire Hunter D for the Blu-ray release, and it was so different. There's like no sounds in the elements. There's no walla. There's barely any Foley. It's just a different thing back then. So it's almost like you can't compare like Angel Beats to like Car Nintendo from Gamers, because how do you do that? They were from a different era. Everything was different back then.
Yeah.
So I guess it's you always have a favorite out of the ones that you're doing, but there's always tons of favorites. And honestly, I just like working, and I like being there, and I enjoy being there. I'm never like, oh, I gotta go record anime today. That doesn't ever happen. I'm always happy to be there. So like, and I feel like you put a little bit of your self as much as you can into everything. I mean, like, I can only act based off of actual experiences that I've had. I have to like, if I'm accessing like sadness, I have to actually access something in my life that was sad for me. It's kind of like those old actor tricks with like, if if you have to cry on film, they tell you to like go off stage and sing happy birthday to someone that's no longer here out loud. And by the end of that song, you will be crying. It's like that kind of thing. You have to have something in your toolbox that you came from in a real life experience. So in a way, you try to put a little bit of yourself as much as you can into the roles. So it's like part of you.
Yeah.
You know? So it's hard
I
to
can see
choose.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, man. You guys just keep this is great. I mean, I like pizza, but thin crust is real good. I'm all about thin crust.
Okay. First thing, nice piercing, nose piercing. It's cool.
Thank you. It won't heal. Just so you know, they don't heal. I got that like at 17.
I gotta say, Black Star and Wendy are probably my two favorite voices that you do. If they were like locked in a room together, what kind of conversation would they have? And if you can, how would that go?
Do you think Wendy would just start trying to heal him? Like, oh, this person's broken. You think? You think she would just be like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Just here, let me help you. Or they would have like some epic battle. He was talking about somebody. It was you, right, in the elevator, saying that if they were in an elevator, they would have like an epic. Like she would like sky dragon roar, and then he would like, how was our past gone? And Tsubaki would be like, why am I here? And it would just be, I don't know. I can't imagine them getting along. Because Wendy is so sweet and genuine and like literally made of sugar, and Black Star is such a jerk. He is just, but you know why? You know, we find out later why, and he's almost like that jerky little brother that you hate him but you love him.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't imagine them having a good conversation.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think she'd just be like, I can fix you.
Just
Maybe I can fix your head. Let me just. That's messed up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, yo. Yeah. How are you?
I am good. How are you? Very good. What is most likely to cause you to break character in the booth?
Oh. Cause me to. You know, they try to give me bombs and I just keep going. It's like almost like I don't hear them. I'm just waiting to talk, and so I don't hear them. But if you can get a real good bomb, sometimes I can't say any of them, y'all. They're very wrong. There's never one that is like good, wholesome. They're not wholesome. It'll be like Wendy saying something completely out of her character. Like I said, there's blooper reels out there if you ever want to hear some. I did one show. I don't even know if it ever came out. It was called Mermaid Melody, Pitchy Pitchy Pitch. And the lead boy is playing the piano, and it's really dramatic, and then his face gets all red, and it's like a close-up, and Chris let me put like a fart in it right then. So like it was like a lover moment and like blush, and I was like, it was so good. And anytime they played that scene, they left a fart in, and I couldn't stop it. And one time I did a really good belch, and then when I was recording Wendy, they just put that in the beeps instead. So it was just like, bah, 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 instead of me, like instead of like the regular beeps. But I still did it. I still recorded it.
That's awesome.
Thank you. We leave not wholesome bombs. They're not wholesome. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming, asking questions, and you know, all that stuff. If you guys are watching right now on Toonami, we just had my Pop Team Epic air a little bit ago. We've got, what do we got? My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. Check them all out. And if you guys watch High Dive, check out Review Starlight. It's really, really cool. It's cool. Review Starlight is almost like a musical theater school for girls. And it is really cool. It's got a little bit of what we were talking about with, that's I'm saying the wrong one. Okay. It's got a little bit of like undertones in it, but once again, they don't talk about it because it's an all-girl school, so it's inevitable. Which is nice. You know, I found that with Railgun even. Makoto Misaka kind of had a little bit of that with Kuroko. And they just don't ever, like, address it, but it's there. Yeah, Kuroko's, like, straight up obsessed with Sissy. Yeah, she's like, let me see your head! Like, whoa. I like how she's always wearing shorts, too, so just game over. She never wins. She never is going to win. I hope that they bring that back, too. And this, I saw some art for the upcoming index, and I am super psyched. Super psyched about it. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for listening to me talk and for all the questions. And I really appreciate you guys having me here in Sacramento. Thank you.